Well, we have arrived to week 5 of the Borderland Blitz, sponsored by Southwest University. I'm Adrian Ochoa. She's Rachel Phillips, San Jero Simowitz to my right. And this was one of those weeks where some teams, trying to gain momentum before the start of district play, while others, they just continue to roll.
Yeah, that's for sure. It was an interesting one out there at all of the games. We had some upsets, some close ones, particularly at our game of the week.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup. Our game of the week features 2 of the city's best teams in Class 5A squaring off tonight. Chapin taking on Del Valle.
And in another Class 5A showdown, Canateo paid a visit to Parkland tonight. Both teams coming off a loss last week and looking for a bounce back.
And then we will turn our attention to District 1-6A with the Pebble Hill Spartans taking on the Coronado Thunderbirds.
We'll go ahead and start, as always, with our game of the week. Nice graphic there. The location, Conquest Stadium, the home of the Del Valle Conquistadores. They played host to the Chapin Huskies tonight. Both teams coming off some big-time wins last week, so who would continue to ride that wave of momentum? Let's go out to Conquest Stadium, the 3-1 Conquistadores, the 2-1 Huskies. Del Valle up 7-0 right here, but Chapin punting, and you see Del Valle, yeah, he can't handle, ball too hot to handle, and you see Chapin's Michael Medina with the scoop and score. Game tied at 7. But then Del Valle on the move right here. The handoff to Shelton Fuller, and Mr. Fuller will take care of the rest, showing off the speed. He'll get the house call on this one to put the Conquistadores back on top, 14-7. But Chapin's Davion Singleton with the quarterback keeper.
He is so silky smooth.
Making moves, busting loose right there, ties up the game at 14 apiece once again. Then Singleton with the handoff, this time to Kerry Wade. And Mr. Wade, nothing but green turf in front of him. That makes it 21-14. Chapin with the lead. And take a look at this return right here coming from Del Valle. I'm calling it right now. This is a sweet play of the week nominee. This is Matt Lopez throwing out some Heisman moves right here, you could say. There it is, and he'll take it for the house call. And this game is all squared again at 21 apiece. Then Del Valle's Jake Fetty here with the handoff to Mr. Fuller again, and he's just making it look easy at this point. It's 28-21, Del Valle with the lead. And then the handoff again. Who do you think they're going to hand it off to?
I'm going to take a guess. Yeah, I see it right there. Shelton Fuller, folks.
Again, right there. Made it 35-21, Del Valle on top at the half. And then we go here to the third quarter. Chapin trying to get back into it. They'll get the touchdown right there to cut the lead to 7. But anytime Chapin would get the touchdown, a score right here, Del Valle would have an answer, because you see Singleton with the quarterback keeper in the fourth quarter. That cuts the lead to 7. But then on Del Valle's possession, Fetty with the quarterback keeper again to extend their lead at that point. And they would hold on to win, Del Valle does, by a final score in this one. There you see it, 56-49. A great game.
105 points.
A great game. A great game tonight over. We didn't expect anything less from these two teams, but Del Valle comes away with the dub, 56-49. We're gonna head out to Conquest Stadium right now. It's head coach Rudy Contreras. He's out there at Del Valle. Coach Contreras, can you hear us?
I got you guys.
Hey, that was just an amazing game. You guys held off Chapin every time they tried to get back into it. You had an answer for them. Just takeaways from the game today, Coach.
Well, it was a slugfest. This game was hyped up all week, and it lived up to it. They had some big plays, and they had some big scores, but really proud of our guys. They bounced back and answered right back. And we were led by Shelton Fuller today offensively. I want to say he had over 300 yards rushing, total of 5 touchdowns. So he had a big game, and a lot of our guys stepped up and they had big roles, and they played big tonight.
Coach, you talk about guys stepping up. Obviously, an incredible game from Shelton Fuller there. But Jake Fetty, I talked to you about it preseason. I said, no Jesse Ramos at QB. How are you guys going to do? And you were like, well, we've got this kid, Jake Fetty. You were kind of low about it. You didn't talk it up too much. And now we're watching Jake Fetty. Just that kid, he is something else. What does he bring to this team, and how does he help you control the offense?
As a sophomore, he has a lot of composure. He had a slow start tonight. They did some things to us defensively, but we made some adjustments, and he was at the helm. He led us. He kept his composure and kept us moving. For a sophomore, he plays really big.
For sure. And I was there at your first game, and I told everyone when I came in that I was such a big Fetty fan. Coach, what's going to be, what are you guys looking to work on this next week? I know you guys gave up 49 points. Is there anything defensively you think you're going to have to work on?
Well, a lot, but they had some guys over there on that side of the ball too. They had Davion and Wade who were electric, and had some big plays tonight. All credit to them, all credit to Chapin. They came out and played us tough tonight. That's a great team over there that Coach Warner has, and nothing but respect, but really, really proud of our guys to come out on top tonight.
Well, thank you very much, Coach Contreras, for joining us tonight. Go celebrate the win, a great win for you. And you got Horizon next week, so we'll, of course, keep posted on how you guys take on Horizon next week, Coach.
Well, non-district is done with. We had a really tough non-district schedule, so we're excited moving forward to district play. Thank you guys for having me on.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you staying late and taking the time. But back here in the studio, we'll go to the Northeast now, El Paso. It was a showdown between two teams that were looking to get back in the win column. The Canantillo Eagles, 2-2, taking on the Parkland Matadors, 3-1. The showdown between two of the premier teams in Class 5A for the past couple of years, going down at the Park. Canantillo up 7-0 in the second, looking to tack on more, but the Parkland D coming up clutch on the goal line. But it could only hold out for so long. Matthew Gascar diving over to give the Eagles a 14-0 lead. Parkland struggling against the Canantillo D. They wouldn't get a first down, guys, get this, until 7:57 left in the second quarter of an Anthony Carrera run, but they just couldn't make anything happen off the back of it. Eric Ortiz, the sack right there on fourth down. The Eagles just eating. Watch him right there. Eating this one up. Jeremiah Knox, watch this, with all the time in the world, talking to his receivers on the outside, but throws back down the middle for David Alvarado, who beats one tackle and goes in for the score. Canantillo with a big time 37-7 win, a bounce back from last week where they lost to Del Valle.
We're moving over to Hanks now. They had that undefeated start snapped last week. They're now 3-1. Can they rebound against that winless Burgess squad? Here's a long ball from Hanks. Jay Blanco for the touchdown. He's going to run it in, and he's just going to be just a bit too fast. Gets to the pylon for 6. That'll make it 26-7 for Hanks over Burgess. And then again, the handoff for here in a second. You see the getting all hyped up there for
the
that
lights.
big
You
touch.
got the lights.
It's like, is this a high school game? Like, that kind of production is
I know.
cool.
Now for Burgess, here's the handoff to Caleb Hanna for the touchdown. He's gonna he did also a little bit of Heisman move there. That's gonna make it 27-14. Hank's gonna win huge in this one, though, getting another tick in that win column, 60-28.
So some good bounce back wins for Hanks and for Canantillo, coming off of losses last week. Great turnaround for them. Well, district play continued in District 1-6A. It was an East Side versus West Side showdown. The Pebble Hill Spartans were looking to win their second straight district game, taking on a Coronado team still in search of their first win in district play. We head on over to Coronado High, home of the T-Birds. Some nice moves right there by the Coronado mascot.
The wings flying.
Our buddy Zach's going to have to take a look at that mascot there. First quarter, it's the Spartans knocking on the door. Gael Ochoa with the quarterback keeper. Stretches over the goal line. He's on in. Pebble Hill's up 7-0. Then Coronado trying to pull even right here, but a costly mistake as we got a pigskin on the loose. Running back fumbles it, and the Spartans recover. Pebble Hill's going to go for it on 4th and long right here. And check out this pass from Ochoa. He's on the move, rolling to his right, and he'll chuck it across the other way.
You know, they tell you not to do that.
To Marcus Torres. Well, when it works, it works. Yeah,
that is like a replica of what I saw him do against Eastwood last week.
We go to the second quarter. They'll just hand it off to Marcus Torres, and he'll finish off the drive with a touchdown. That made it 14-0. Spartans. Then the nice pass right here from Coronado Owen to Blake Randag right here, wide open. They're going to get the free play. Exactly, Sam, because he saw Pebble Hills was offside on that one. They're in business, good field position. That would lead to a Coronado field goal to make it 14-3. But the Pebble Hill Spartans come away with the win in this one by a final score of 38-25.
Good to see Coronado make a game of it in that second half. But let's take you to the sack. It was the undefeated 4-0 Eastlake Falcons taking on the Americas Trailblazers, fresh off a big-time win against Franklin last week. You saw it right there. Luke Glamelli drops the snap and gets sacked for a loss of yards right there. And then Mark Moore, should I say, with the keep, goes all the way down the outside in for the score. That puts Americas up. And then, you got to dance that one away because, that's a good touchdown right there. Lamelli, this time with the long ball, it goes to Armando Morales.
Ooh.
But it
You
is
see it right
flagged for pass interference by Anthony Miranda. Americas celebrate in this one because
they get the win in this one.
yeah, 17-0. That is a massive effort to keep Eastlake scoreless in that one.
They hand the Falcons their first loss of the season. The Falcons were undefeated coming into this game.
Meanwhile, the Eastwood Troopers back in action, fresh off their bye week, taking on the El Dorado Aztecs, who are winless so far this year. The quarterback hands it off to Albert Rabb for the first points. He is just going to chug along into the end zone.
Right there for the score.
Band's having fun, cheerleaders having fun, and now Troopers with a comeback. Evan Minjares to Maximus Mancia for the score. Now Minjares with a long pass that is, there we go, but
he looks like he's going all the way, but stripped at the end zone, which means it's a touchback for El Dorado Aztecs. Albert Rabb with another touchdown for El Dorado. This one's going to go back and forth with El Dorado tying it up at 35 in the fourth, but Eastwood's going to hold firm as they go on to win 49-35, staying undefeated in district play. Guys, a lot of scoring today. We're talking some big numbers.
And that was a big effort from El Dorado to even go and take Eastwood that far in the fourth.
I don't think anybody expected that game to be that close, but again, in district play, anybody can beat anybody. As you saw, America's taking down Eastlake today, and El Dorado giving Eastwood all they could handle. So district play in 1-6A gets, you never know. You can never call it. You can never call it. All the teams good.
You love to see it. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. Well, we got plenty more to come on the Borderland Blitz. We got the War of the Week coming up, but we're going to lead it off with the Battle of the Claw. We'll open it up at El Paso High School as the Austin Panthers, of course, paid a visit to the Tigers from El Paso. That's after the break.
Summer temperatures climb, so does our region's energy use. This spike in use is called peak demand, and it can lead to strain on the grid and possible power outages. So let's work together and shift our use to evenings when energy use is lower. Learn more at epelectric.com.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Did you know that 1 out of 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer? Men, please talk to your doctor about getting screened. If you need medical imaging, then Desert Imaging is here for you, because the sooner you know, the better.
Zach's Dance Blitz, a high school mascot dance-off every Friday night during the Borderland Blitz at 10:35 p.m. Sponsored by Charlie Clark Nissan Infinity.
When summer temperatures spike, so does your energy use. And the more energy you use, the higher your bill can grow. But you can control your costs with energy-wise efforts. Learn how to beat the heat and higher bills at epelectric.com.
Come walk with ABC7 at the 2023 NAMI Walks October 14th at Escalante Park. Help raise awareness of mental health, reduce the stigma, and just improve your wellness. Register now. Be mindful of your mental health.
ABC7 Extra, Sunday nights at 10:35, only on ABC7.
We got a pretty nice
Look for Chief Meteorologist Dr. Dave Spielman's Weather 101 column and weather trivia every week in the Spotlight.
Yeah, Blitzy getting around town today. You watch him, he had a friend. He was helping out at the concession stands with the Coronado T-Birds right there. And at the end of the day, you know, he just wanted to take in some football, as we all do.
I like his shades, too. He's like even sporting the shades there.
Everybody loves Blitzy.
He stole my shades, but it's fine. Yeah, it's Blitzy. He deserves whatever he wants.
Well, rivalry games, you know, they're always fun. And this one is one of the oldest in the city. Austin taking on El Paso. Panthers versus Tigers in the Battle of the Claw. The 93rd meeting between these two schools on the gridiron. The location of this one, the Lady on the Hill, El Paso High. After a tough fight, the Panthers took the field with the final score here of 18-7. Panthers number, here's Andrew Andujo, was constantly stepping, dodging, and dancing into the end zone, scoring for Austin. Plenty of flags, though, went down on plays, and the defense of the Tigers were working overtime here as the Panthers were playing close to the end zone for most of the third quarter. But the win tonight, Austin holds on to the Claw for another win as they get the dub in this one by the final score. You see it there, 18-7. Austin, another massive win for the Panthers. They're rolling right at a good time.
Well, let's take you over. Could the Bel Air Highlanders continue their winning ways? A perfect 4-0. They played host to the Jefferson Silver Foxes. And Angel Dominguez tosses to Oscar Martinez, who just cruises in for a touchdown. They go up 48-6 in the third quarter. And let me tell you, folks, there were plenty more scores to come.
A lot.
Bel Air just cruising in this one. If you take a look at this play, the handoff to Jesus Hernandez. And yeah, it's another easy score. Bel Air Highlanders with a big time 63-6 win. They moved to 5-0 on the season. Very familiar to their record this time last year too.
Well, tonight was homecoming for Anthony Wildcats welcoming in the Bowie Bears. Now, guys, before kickoff, the Bowie band members doing a special honor for Daniel Esparza, the band member who died last week. I want to show you to you real quick before we get to the highlights. And that's actually members of the Anthony Band and Dance Team holding candles for Daniel Esparza. But now let's send things on over to the highlights. Now, Bowie's ground and pound attack would get things going off early. They run the ball every single play on their opening drive. And this is Alan Mota lowering his shoulder, getting across that goal line for a quick score for the Bears. Now, the Wildcats would have a direct response, but we're going to see this nice kick return from Anthony's running back. He's going to take it up and do a little bit dancing, and it's going to get close, but he gets stopped on the 49-yard line, so right around midfield still.
Had me on the edge of my seat there.
Nice return, but Anthony falls in this home opener to Bowie 38-14.
Well, the Andrews Eagles had a tough test tonight as they welcomed the Midland Bulldogs to town. Midland High, a perfect 4-0 entering today's game. First play of the game for the Andrews offense, and it's Felix Campos for the Bulldogs picking up the sack right there. Then the first drive of the game for Midland, it's going to lead to 6 points right here as the handoff to Elijah McCoy, showing off that speed, and Elijah McCoy will get the house call to put Midland on top 7-0. Then on their next drive, the Bulldogs knocking on the door here, and they'll give it again to McCoy for his second touchdown of the day. Bulldogs extend their lead 14-0. Andrews, though, finally going to get on the board, trying to keep pace with the Bulldogs right here. Vincent Gonzalez, check this out. The long bomb here to Jordan Owens makes the grab in the end zone. That made it 14-7. Midland
How many
still
yards
with
was
the
that
lead.
pass?
It was a lot of them.
All the ones they needed.
Yeah.
All the ones, yeah, exactly. They get the score there. But it wouldn't be enough, though, as this game belonged to the Bulldogs from Midland. They're going back home to Midland very happy as they get the win 62-14.
Well, our next game takes us to Horizon for a 5A versus 4A matchup between the Riverside Rangers and the Horizon Scorpions. The Rangers enter the game 3-1 on the season, and let me tell you, they came to play tonight holding a 40-point lead over Horizon for most of the game. The Rangers were constantly bringing the ball into, yep, you saw it right there, the end zone. That was Noah Ramirez, the Deuce Vaughn of the Riverside Rangers, folks, right
Short
there.
Kings.
Yeah, a short king who knows how to get it into the end zone. Instead, this time he takes the block and the QB goes in for the score. The Scorpions, though, didn't give up without a fight. Their defensive line trying hard to keep the ball down, but Riverside, a big-time win, 52-6 over Horizon. Well, the 1-3 Clint Lions heading over to Northeast to play a 1-3 Irvin team. Who would get their second win? Rockets up 10-0, but stuck down their own end. Dallas Medina finds Marco and Eagers for the first down and then some.
Half a moon. Yeah.
Okay, back to football. I promise you I'm not a werewolf. This time Medina drops back looking for someone and scrambles around. Rockets doing a good job taking time off the clock, but it wouldn't be enough in the end because in the second half, Clint would come back after trailing 10-0 at the half. Clint go on to win it 39-17.
Yeah, the Lions lighting up the scoreboard in that second half of that game. Meantime, Ysleta was in Fort Stockton tonight, taking on an undefeated Panthers squad. And you see the Fort Stockton Panthers remain undefeated, improving to 5-0 as they get the win over Ysleta tonight by a final score of 41-21. Well, that brings us to the War of the Week, and it was all about redemption, you could say, because Socorro last week faced Montwood, and Montwood got the win. Could Socorro get the win this time against Franklin? Iris Garcia Baron has the answer for us to the War of the Week.
Welcome to another War of the Week. We're at the SAC Stadium where we have two cheer squads who are about to battle in a tug-of-war challenge. There can only be one champion, and the champion's going to get a $50 gift card thanks to Southwest University. We have Franklin on this side. Franklin, do you have any last words?
Are you ready to get caught?
All right, Socorro, do you have any last words? Yes, keep down, dogs up. All right, take your marks, take your marks. And the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
I know, it was not to be for the
It was a
Purple
close
Dogs.
one. That one
It was close, yeah.
A lot of tug of war.
They
did. That is true.
So Coral's made it interesting the last 2 weeks. They're a formidable opponent.
Third time's the charm.
Well, there's plenty more to come here on the Borderland Blitz. We're going to check in with some other games over in Las Cruces where the Centennial Hawks were playing host to the Oregon Mountain Knights. That's coming up after the break. And also the dance, Zach's dance, mascot dance. That's coming up as well.
Lunchtime escape that fits your schedule and budget. Handcrafted pizza made with the freshest ingredients. And plenty of other delicious choices like salads, breadsticks, and dessert. They're all made to be shared. It's Peter Piper Pizza's Lunchtime Buffet. Ready when you are. Weekdays 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Peter Piper Pizza. Pizza made fresh, families made happy.
Would you like to work in New York City or Chicago? Get the chance at Southwest University with our associate's degree in culinary arts. Don't wait until 2024 and apply by September 22nd. And get a high-level education by chefs Carlos Gaitan, Mikel Alonso, and Jonathan Gomez Luna. Secure your spot in our program starting this September with our exclusive scholarship. Only at Culinary Institute by Southwest University. For more information, visit us at southwestuniversity.edu. Last day to enroll is September 22nd. Culinary Institute by Southwest University. A passion for food.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups plus. Make no monthly payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a Turbo Max engine. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
The Knights would like to dedicate this game in honor of our strongest knight, Abraham Romero, in our hearts.
Cruces football community came together to remember and honor 17-year-old Oregon Mountain student and football player Abe Romero, who passed away on September 17th, 2022, more than 3 weeks after he collapsed on the field in a game against Deming. His tragic passing last year rocked the Borderland, and his loss is still being felt amongst the community, but that right there, a beautiful tribute.
Yeah, of course, our condolences to Abe Romero, but just a touching tribute, you know, putting football aside to remember Abe Romero. And Oregon Mountain did have some business to take care of, taking on a Centennial squad, very tough Centennial squad. Let's take you out to the Field of Dreams. Again, Centennial entered the game 2-2. Oregon Mountain still looking for their first win of the season in the first quarter here. Centennial with the handoff to Jesus Barraza. He takes it to the house. Hawks up 7-0. Then still in the first, Centennial up 14-0. Daniel Hernandez with the laser pass to Jordan Lucas. And he'll take it for the house call there. The Hawks rolling up 21-0. And this one was all Centennial as they win it in a shutout. 42-0. Centennial improves to 3-2 on the season. more importantly for them, they're 1-0 in district play.
Staying in New Mexico, let's head to Bellin. The 0-5 Eagles taking on a 2-2 Mayfield. It's the first quarter and 4th down for Mayfield. Their punter taking a chance and running for the first down, speeding past the Eagles. Mayfield playing with urgency, and they continue to run it right here. Julian Conejo running it up the side around the corner for a solid gain to put the Trojans in the red zone, but he'd get tackled near the 20-yard line and they couldn't capitalize off it. Meanwhile, the Eagles run game also making plays. Darian Rodriguez gets the handoff, forcing Mayfield to move, and he is in for the score. 7-0 they lead. Second quarter, off to the races, and the Trojans punch back off Xavier Ochoa. This one would be back and forth. Mayfield win it 22-20 thanks to Adrian's long-lost cousin or son or uncle or something right there.
I don't get that reference. Cathedral hosting the 1-2.
The last name was Ochoa.
Oh, I missed that
Oh
part.
my gosh.
Hosting St. Ellie at Austin High School tonight for their homecoming game. And now tonight we start in the third quarter. St. Ellie's going to botch the snap. That's actually their second botch snap they had in 3 straight plays. But Cathedral gets this one. They're going to try to get up. They're up big in this game, looking for the score. Cathedral quarterback, he throws a pick. Jose Herrera was looking for his guy in the back of the end zone, but ends up in the hands of the Eagles. St. Ellie looking to get things going. They throw an interception of themselves. So a lot of back and forth, a lot of turnovers to start that third quarter. A lot of excited fans, too, for homecoming night. And then Herrera finds his man over the middle for a beautiful slant, and the Irish would go on to win in a really high-scoring one, 48-34.
2 wins in a row for Cathedral. Remember, Curtis Crane no longer the head coach. They're rolling right now. Santa Teresa at Mountain View with the coin toss right there. There you see Mountain View receives it in the first quarter. Lobos quarterback with the long pass intercepted by Santa Teresa's Ulises Montes. They would capitalize here as Mountain View quarterback with the pass right here to Alejandro Lerma. And he'll take care of the rest. Down the sideline, cuts back inside. I think this might be another Sweet Player of the Week nominee.
Pretty good off first look, didn't it?
Now that I'm looking at this one, I might be headed to Mountain View. Who knows? That was a pretty good play right there. Mountain View goes on to win this one in a shutout, 33-0.
Meanwhile, we'll take you over to a score right now. Crane and Tornillo, and it would be Crane with a 68-0 win over Tornillo.
The Cranes, they're always pretty tough, and yeah, Tornillo found that out today. But yeah, Crane.
What a
Tough
name
team. The
right there,
Cranes.
and what a segment you are about to enjoy, because it is, of course, time for Blitz Picks with Sam, who's made the trip over to the other side of the studio. Sammy.
A little TV magic to get myself over here. Rachel, I'm going to show you some of our great submissions. Again, I always want to say these are picked at random, and I'm going to say it again in just a second, and I'll let you know why. But here's a great picture of the Riverside Ranger band at Horizon. Now, guys, this next one did not win. And again, these are random. All I do is press a pick random winner button. However, this is a picture of me.
Oh.
So, Letty Portugal, thank you. That's so sweet.
I don't know if you're hard at work, though.
I may have been looking at the moon. I don't really know. Anyway, just wanted to say thanks for that. Our winner this week is Jose Navarro Belair and Jefferson lining up what looks like for an extra point. Josie, thank you so much for being a fan of the Borderland Blitz and watching, and for your submission.
Well, now I know what Sam does at the games.
Yeah, this is why he gets back late.
Yeah.
Guys,
He forgets to put Pat on his video.
That's true.
He's eating the pizza before he's editing his video.
Also true.
Well, hey, still plenty more to come in the Borderland Blitz. Make sure you stay with us, because it's Zach Stan's Blitz on the other side, plus plenty more.
Did you know Western Tech offers programs in the business field? That's right. Learn those business fundamentals from a college who's been around for over 50 years. Now's your time. Start or complete your bachelor's degree, or take your game to the next level with an MBA. We're just not any technical school. We're Western Tech, and we mean business. Visit westerntech.edu and get started on your future today. Don't give up, rise up at Western Tech. College for the real world.
It's okay to be afraid, but you don't have to live in fear. El Paso United Family Resiliency Center invites you to our Community Wellness Fair, Sunday, September 24th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Memorial Park Reserve. We're bringing different organizations together to provide a variety of health resources, on-site screenings, vaccinations, and mental well-being activities. Don't miss the Community Wellness Fair, Sunday, September 24th at the Memorial Park Reserve. All are welcome. Together, we can heal.
For context, depth, and perspective you won't see anywhere else, tune into ABC 7 Sunday Extra.
How much backlash have you gotten for doing this?
Join Saul Sines Sunday nights at 10:35 as we bring you in-depth debates on the Borderland's most pressing matters.
I'm going to repeat my question if you don't mind. Is there anything taxpayers can say or do to make you all change your mind?
The big stories, impactful issues, tough, fair discussions, only on ABC 7's Sunday Extra.
Yeah, there you see it. Zach's Dance Blitz. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
See what we're going with today.
Welcome to Zach's Dance Blitz, sponsored by Charlie Clark and Nissan and Charlie Clark Infinity. Let's get this party started.
Awesome.
Back to you.
I need some dance lessons from Zach, because like that, like
he does like
crisscrossy
some
thing he does, like the legs out. Whew, fancy.
Well, from some sweet dancing to some sweet plays, let's go ahead and take a look at the winning play from Week 4. You see Chapin quarterback Evan Rivera for Chapin dropping an absolute dime to Brent Holman Jr. for the touchdown. Very nice play from the Chapin Huskies. Now, we didn't get to meet up with the Chapin Huskies on Wednesday because the school had early release, but we got it done on Thursday. Go ahead and take a look. Brent, though, Evan, the quarterback who made that play, was in class, so he saved him some cupcakes. But you can watch this entire presentation right now at KVIA.com. I did talk with Brent Holman Jr. there. That's the wide receiver who made the catch. So, yeah, check it out right now.
His mother's happy he wasn't skipping class to get a cupcake.
Even got some frosting in the eye there.
Yeah. Well, hey, speaking of Sweet Play of the Week, we want to give a shout out to Fabens High School. Javi Hernandez has been nominated for Sweet Play of the Week for back-to-back weeks. Now, he hasn't won either week, but the Fabens community made sure to show out and congratulate him anyway. Coach Salcedo went and grabbed Javi and the team some of their own cupcakes to celebrate the accomplishment of some sweet, sweet plays.
That's
and
awesome.
well, maybe it is, guys, the sweetest play we've ever seen. Congrats, Javi, and shout out to Coach Salcedo for going above and beyond. We love to see it.
Amazing
awesome
stuff. That play, seeing that in person last week was just awesome.
That's awesome stuff there. Let's go ahead and recap the scores real quick here. America's over Eastlake 17-0. Eastwood gets the dub over El Dorado 49-35. Pebble Hills, Del Valle, Hanks, Austin, winners tonight in Week 5.
Next up, taking a look at some more scores, you've got Canutillo, Bel Air, Midland, Cathedral, Bowie, and Clint all getting dubs this week too.
And going on to some more scores tonight, Riverside, Fort Stockton, Mountain View, Centennial, Mayfield, and Tornillo all coming out on top in there.
That Crane, it was actually Crane who did get the win over Tornillo.
Cranes, that's right.
The Cranes did get the win over Tornillo. We need to fix that. So these games were from Thursday night. Franklin getting the win over Socorro, and Gadsden unfortunately fell to Goddard last night, 35-7. That's going to wrap it up for Week 5. We are done. We're going to head into Week 6. That's going to be our halfway point of the season. Can't believe that.
It's going too fast, guys. We got to savor the moment.
It is just flying by. But we'll see you in Week 6. Have a great night, everybody.
By Derek Andrade. Drum major.
Thank you for watching. ABC 7 News is now available.